I gotta start maintaining a quote book. Because sometimes people just say stuff about me that I love. Let me see here. I can delete that. That can go away now. Let's see here. Move to trash. Yes, move to trash. No. No. Okay, good quotes. No. Okay, I just saved my first quote to my quote document. If I know Phoebes, whenever there's a Republican politician that dies, Phoebes is going live with the celebration not long after. Oh, he really does have my card. I don't know why, but that was the funniest thing in the world to me. I think it's because he's so right, and I know he's right, and I can't help but acknowledge that he's right. Bro, do Trump impression. Nobody's here. Nobody's here for us to begin the stream yet. We can't start the stream because nobody's here. We're gonna turn it on members only as soon as we get 20 or more people in here. But until we get 20 or more people, we can't do it. China doesn't want us to do it. Lindsey Graham has died, I know. It's one of the things in my title. And it's the thing we're going to talk about before I start playing music for my members. So, we'll let a few more people get in here, but yes, Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the chief architects of America's policy towards Israel over the last 20 years, one of the chief architects of a lot of America's warmongering policy since he got into government, has passed away. It was Mitch McConnell. You think Mitch did it? You think Mitch, killed him through the grave somehow? Yeah, everybody thinks McConnell is dead. Everybody thinks McConnell is dead. Everybody is 100% certain he's dead, but it's one of those weird situations, right? With somebody that's got power, or somebody that's able to, somebody that's like a politician, right? It's always a difficult thing because you can't just come out and say that they're dead. You can't until you know for sure, and even then, you can't they can't report on his death until the people who know whether or not he is dead actually admit it. And currently, all of the people who would be able to make that call are untrustworthy aides of McConnell himself. So they could very well be running the country, basically. Not running the country, but they could be helping to run the country in the Republican Party by proxy, basically. Kentucky has had more corpses in the Senate than they have had black people. Unironically true. Although, if you're talking about Lindsey Graham, he was a senator from South Carolina. So just to catch everybody up, breaking. Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, has died. As nobody saw coming, because he was actually kind of young for a sitting senator, being the ripe young age of 71 years old, 6 years past the corporate retirement rate. But putting that aside, he's finally passed on beyond us into the next life or the grave or whatever may be out there. But we no longer have to deal with his chicanery, is the point. So, the Democrat that's been running against him might actually have a fucking chance now. And I was reading her policy earlier. She's a pediatrician who genuinely seems to care about American working families and who spent her entire career in the service of providing care for those families. So, I don't know, seems like a pretty good opportunity for the Dems to pick up a seat that wasn't even in serious contest before. I'm not being rude, please don't take it seriously. Are you trans? Yes, I am trans. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to members only mode, because the main point of this stream is to play some music for my members and to have a chill, casual conversation. But we did want to talk a little bit about Lindsey Graham first, so now that we've covered that, unless you guys have more discussion you want to do on top of it, then we're probably going to switch over to members only mode here in a minute. We're definitely going to switch it to subs only mode no matter what. Let's just go ahead and do that. That'll make things easier to read. Wait, no, I want to stay, but I don't have membership. Well, sign up. It's cheap. I thought it was a whammon? What is a whammon? What is a waymon? Mr. Espander, subscribe to the channel and tell me what a waymon is. What is a waymon? Your guitar is so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, it's even signed. Scotty Kirk, Paul's Ego, and I'm going to have TJ re-sign. Waymo employee? Oh, okay. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, that tracks. Thank you, King Bugs, for the $10. I appreciate that a ton. The guy that called Phoebe subs an echo chamber, LOL. I know, right? That's fucking funny. Oh, man. My subs are an echo chamber, but, like, look at the subs that are still commenting. Hey, I need to be around people right now. My friends won't answer, and I don't want to be alone, please. Well, if this isn't a troll, just hang out. It's not like you're unwelcome here or something, you know? Everybody is welcome here. Whitening stripes aren't that expensive? Yeah, but unfortunately for you, I guess, I don't feel any particular need to make my teeth, which have no cavities or really any big problems beside the fact that they're a little misaligned, I don't feel the need to make them look perfect and prim and pretty according to this weird standard that we've adopted in the last 20 years where every person of prominence is going to have like chiclet white teeth. No. No, thank you. I actually like that my teeth have a little bit of character. We are a disparate group of misfits, y'all. Yes, we are a very, very disparate group. Lots of different people make up the Phoebe fan base. Waymo is an AI car. I saw 7 in one day. Yeah, I mean, they're proliferating. They're getting more common day by day. It's okay, the world is ugly, but you're beautiful to us. Aw, thanks. What pronouns do you use so I don't misgender you? She, her, hers. The ones you probably assumed. Do you know what a Therian is? Because I'm one. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Vaguely. I'm not, like, I don't have any friends that are Therians. I do have some friends that are furries, but I understand that those are two different things. Maybe related, but different. I don't have any problem with Therians. I don't really think I understand it. I don't know that I get it, but what business is it of mine if someone wants to think of themselves as a wolf? Or if someone genuinely believes that they are a wolf trapped inside a human body or whatever, right? Like, what difference ultimately does it make to my life? You're such a kind person, thank you. I don't know about that, but I try my best. Do you know what bigender is? Yeah, sure, that'd be somebody that exhibits 2 different genders. Yeah. I would think it would be considered a variation on a non-binary gender identity, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Do you have any friends who are gay or lesbian? I would argue that most of my friends are some variety of queer. Yeah. I guess I would have to quiz them, but let's see. Of the 2 or 3 people that I would probably consider like my closest friends, people I consider like confidants of some level that I talk to somewhat regularly, one of them is way beyond pansexual. One of them is just like kinkiest. Well, it's TJ. It's fucking TJ Kirk. Fucking interested in, you know, anything that's fucking a consenting adult with a pulse, basically, right? And then you've got Matt from here in the chat. We've kind of been becoming, you know, more friendly over the last few weeks. I don't know why. I guess he just likes picking my brain on voice chats or whatever. But Matt, I think, is straight. I'm pretty sure Matt is straight and cisgender. And there's people in this chat that I would consider, like, kind of friends of mine, but I don't know if we'd really be considered friends, because, like, I don't have, like, King Bugs, you know? I would consider... I think me and King Bugs have a general idea of what each other's lives are like and how we feel about stuff, and I would definitely consider us friendly, but are we friends? I don't know. I guess that would be up to him. I don't have his email or anything, so that's kind of where I consider we're friends, is when I've got like a way to contact you directly. Are you happy that you're a lesbian? I don't personally identify as a lesbian, but I find myself pretty like happy with who I'm attracted to and my gender identity and how those things correlate. What made you wear glasses? I don't know, man. I think it was aliens, honestly. I think some weird aliens got in there and they messed with my eyes when I was a kid. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding. YouTube, satire alert, satire alert. I'm joking. Aliens are not why I'm fucking almost legally blind. And I am, by the way. We'll see just how... Oh, I can barely read the chat as it is. We'll see how far back I get before I can't read the chat at all. So, can I vent to you? I need someone to vent to right now. Sure, Irene. You don't even really need to ask. You can just do it. If it's something that's inappropriate, you might get timed out and warned, but you can just do it. So let's see. I'm going to use Crunchy Bacon's chat as an example. Can you play an A sus? It's an A minus the third finger. Yeah, sure I could. Although I will tell you, I'm not as classically educated on music theory and tablature as a lot of guitarists are. A lot of times I have to figure things out by how they sound and then correlate them to what the tabs mean later. Anyway, I'm going to use Kraskos, actually. Kraskos 6688. Let's see. Getting pretty hard. Okay. Okay, that's where it's at, yeah. So if I'm any farther back than that, I can't read it. So, you know, I can't read with like, I can't read 11-point text that's 2 feet away from my face. Yeah, I'm fucking damn near fucking, you know, whatever. At least I've got vision that can be corrected. Let me put it that way. At least my vision can be corrected to an acceptable level. Why don't you brush your teeth more? I brush my teeth plenty. I drink coffee and I smoke tobacco. Both of those things yellow your teeth, even if you are brushing regularly. And if you were to brush so often that you could make a difference in it, it would be because you were basically like rubbing layers of your enamel off, which is not good for your teeth. You know, like beavers live their entire lives with yellow ass fucking teeth because of the diet that they have and the stuff that they chew on. You know, like you realize that like rodents are one of the families of mammals that primates are closest to. Mammal teeth have a tendency to yellow, depending on diet and environmental factors, and it doesn't necessarily indicate anything about the subject's overall health. Alrighty, we're gonna switch over to members only mode. And we are gonna start playing music here in a minute. Yo, is that Days and Days logo? Yes and no. Days and Days got it from the squatter's rights symbol, which is what it actually is. But I don't mind that Days and Days uses it. Of course, nobody does. They're folk punk. As long as they remain folk punk, they're fine to use it. Yes, yes. Average Bugs W is to be translated as a compliment, yeah. 100%. So I'm going to play the song that I haven't played in forever. But I recently found out that the lead singer of this band is trans, and I didn't even realize that she was trans until like a couple weeks back. But it has made me want to start covering some more of her songs. Then I'll ask no more than this, which we bury. Yes, I had one once, but I guess he's married. And yes, I have a photograph somewhere. Don't ask, I'll tell. You really want to know that isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? I know. Isn't she? Oh, we're all pretty when we die. Pretty black and white, oh, go and put on your perfume, smile away the afternoon. Well, a brother got married to a faithless heart and straightened his trunks for angels' voices. Shotgun wedding on the porch on the 5th of May. And everyone's saying everything's okay. They're so great together. You're the lovely couple, may you die together. Gotta scroll up. Hold on, the phone's trying to fall off. May you prosper till you die. Live and grin black and white. White. Oh. May we dance until it rains. May we drink till light our shade. Pretty when we die, prim and pitted, black and white. White. May we dance until it rains. May we drink to white our shade. Shade. Love it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I haven't played that song in forever. Let's play another RKS song. That was from Rainbow Kitten Surprise. That song was called Black and White, if you're curious. Gone to the devil and the devil did come. Said to the devil, devil, do you like drums? Do you like cigarettes, dominoes, rum? Said only sundown, Sundays, Christmas, Sundays, and when I need a few friends. Now and again I could never hope to keep them. Thought to give friends what I thought that they wanted. Never had they needed a good friend as I'd been. Don't get me venting on friends who resent you, cause all you've ever done has been a noose to hang on to. They thought was a necklace and reckless, they fell into hell. Well, you both hang with nothing to do but scratch, kick, the gravity went like thoughtless. The gravity went like you could leave it all behind. Even the devil needs time alone sometimes. You can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Called to the devil and the devil said quit. Can't be bothered, better handle your shit. Keep about your wits. Keep about your wits, man. Keep about your wits. Know yourself and who you came in with. Damn it, I'm forgetting how the fucking chords go on that one. Hold on. I think I can remember it if I think about it for a second. Hold on, let me look at the chords, because that'll just be easier than trying to remember. I hate it when this happens. I hate it when this happens. I used to box. You gotta get that out a couple days before. In the first... What's going on? What's going on? He went for some wild eye kick to the head, missed, then blew out his knee. The other dude wanted... That's hilarious. That's really funny. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, now I figured out why I couldn't figure... Now I figured out why I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, that's gonna make a whole lot of sense. Alrighty. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Damn it, phone. I wish I had 2 phone stands. Fuck you, phone. God damn it. There's no good way to hold this thing and have it be on the charger at the same time. So I guess I'm just gonna have to put it here and keep it off the charger, which sucks. I'm gonna restart the song though. Gone to the devil and the devil did come. Said to the devil, do you like drums? Do you like cigarettes, dominoes, rum? Said only sundown Sundays, Christmas Sundays, and when I need a few friends now and again, I can never hope to keep them. Thought to give friends what I thought that they wanted. Never had they needed a good friend as I'd been. Don't get me venting on friends who resent you, cause all you've ever done is been a noose to hang on to. The thought was a neck, gravity went like this, a gravity went like. You could leave it all behind. Even the devil needs time alone sometimes. You could let it all go. You could let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Called to the devil and the devil said quit. Can't be bothered, better handle your shit. Keep about your wits, man, keep about your wits. Know yourself and who you came in with. Can I sit down? I've been listening all day. I can't even tell how many souls I made off the same deal you're on. Remember, the devil ain't a friend to no one, but time true. You can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Called to the devil and the devil said, hey, why you been calling this day? It's like 2 a.m. and the bars are closed at 10 in hell. It's a rule I made. Anyway, you say saving everybody else, save yourself, and you don't want no help. Oh well, there's a story to tell, but you can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. You can let it all go. You can let it all go. 'Cause ain't shit free but falling out. That shit's easy. Let me show you how. It's like. It's called Free Fall by RKS. And now I can take a couple more, I can take a little smoke break and put my phone back on the charger. I see your comment. I see your comment, Nanbot. Do I know any? I don't know. Do I? I don't know. Do I? You're gonna have to wait to see. Do I? Do I? Do I indeed? Alrighty. Breakfast straight out the medicine cabinet, a remedy for the aftermath of my habits. Sometimes it's the ones who try to help that hurt the most. Let me make sure this is scrolled up right, okay? I feel like we're playing tug of war and I'm the rope and I'm stretched to the limit, but you keep on pulling in. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. I wanna hide away in the back of a cave at the top of a mountain where no one can hear me, no one can see me, so I don't have to deal with them and they don't have to deal with me. 'Cause relationships are overrated. Maybe I'm just tired and jaded, but I'm sorry that I like myself more than I like you. So call me antisocial, call it masturbation, either way it's a solo operation. I'm just far more comfortable alone. Here's that apathy has gotten the best of me, 'cause I'm so tired of you talking my ear off about all your problems I just can't fix. Don't appreciate this unwanted company, and your constant chatter reminds me of why I'd rather you leave me be. So call it antisocial, call it masturbation, either way it's a solo operation. I'm just far more comfortable alone. 'Cause people are ugly and people are hateful, destructive and greedy and proud and ungrateful. The world would be so much better off without us. So swallow a bullet or a handful of pills. We're all compost in training and there's graves left to fill. We distract ourselves to make us feel like we're not just mistakes. We distract ourselves to make us feel like we're not just mistakes. Seems everybody's always got a bone to pick. Promise to break, never again will I make that mistake. Trusting anyone, trusting anyone. This is my misanthropic confession. Human beings are a waste of breath, and don't think I exclude myself. I'm an asshole just like you. So people are ugly and people are hateful, destructive and greedy and rude and ungrateful. The world would be so much better off without us. So swallow a bullet or a handful of pills. We're all compost and draining and there's graves left to fill. We distract ourselves to make us feel like we're not just mistakes. We distract ourselves to make us feel like we're not just mistakes. My breakfast is straight out the medicine cabinet. Thank you for the $20, King Bugs. I appreciate that. Damn, that song takes a lot out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Girl, that was killer, thank you. I had to push myself pretty hard for that one, so I'm glad that you guys liked it. And thank you a ton, King Bugs, for the $10 and the $20 as well, thank you. That makes me feel good. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom. That was sick though, thank you. Good job on DP. Any update from Brett? Oh, what's up, Merrick? I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you for the $2. No, No update from Brett. By the way, you can talk in here, Merrick. You're allowed. Mods can talk in members only chats, and you can talk in here. You're fine. But so yeah, no update from Brett. Brett Keane is not going to talk to me, by the way. So just to clarify, and put everybody up on the know. When I was on Drunken Peasants the other night, I offered Brett Keane a deal of a lifetime, 2 hours of his time, and I will pay Jefferson County, the back taxes that he owes, well, that his wife owes on their property. And all he's got to do is give me 2 hours of his time on my channel with whatever rules I choose to set, and he can't run away. He's got to stay for the whole thing. And I've made that offer. I know he saw it. I know he had to have seen it. He responded to the damn stream. So I know he had to have seen it. But the manatee is not going to hit me up. The manatee kind of understands that the most people have ever made off of him was when he interacted directly with someone way smarter than him that was able to be oppositional. And he wants to make that content not exist. He really wants to delete episode 166 of DP. He really wants to delete the Mind of the Manatee shit. He really wants to get rid of all that shit. But he can't. What he can do is not make content with that in mind, right? And so Brett Keane's not going to hit me back. That's one of the reasons I made the damn offer. I mean, I can afford to take a $500 hit if I think I'm going to make it back with a good Brett Keane video. I can afford it, but it's like, is he actually going to take me up on that anyway? No. But if he chooses to, I mean, Brett, I have my fucking X profile in my description, I'm pretty sure. You could be hitting me up. I'll check my X account right now to make sure I ain't got any DMs that are missing or not seen or anything. No, I did text Modern Day Debate though a week ago, and hopefully they will get back to me here pretty soon. Cause I really want to have a debate with Big Papa Fascist, as he was once called online. I'm getting fucking distracted. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't think Brett Keane is going to hit me up. It would have shocked me if he did. Perseus! Oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. It was difficult, but I'm actually alive right this moment. I'm glad, dude. I haven't seen you in forever, bro. Oh my god. You versus Papa Fash would be a legend. I know, right? I think I could do pretty fucking good. And James told me to hit him up whenever I got my microphone and everything set up, and I've got a good setup now. I've got a fucking really good PC and a really good microphone, so. He's busy with his Clanker GF, yeah. Brett is very busy with his Clanker girlfriend. He's not going to respond to my ass. It sucks though, you know, because it's another example of how Brett Keane, Brett Keane is his own worst enemy, right? Because if you offered me, like if you said, hey Phoebe, I'll pay off one of your old tickets or something if you'll do 2 hours with me and let me talk about whatever I want, I think I'd probably do it. You know, like, why not? And I've got way more to lose than fucking Brett Keane does. Brett Keane's got nothing to lose and everything to gain, but he won't do it because his own fucking pride gets in the way of it. And the fucking sad thing is that I'm a charming motherfucker. I wouldn't even be, like, I would be mean to Brett, But I would be mean in a way that would force him to laugh at himself. Okay? I would. I got that. I've done it to so many people. It's very rare that I meet a person I can't charm in some way. So it just bothers me that Brett Keane just automatically assumes that, because, like, yes, I'm gonna fucking go extra hard at him when he's doing, like, literally being a Nazi and refusing to talk to anyone outside of his weird little fucking robot circle and being like a lolcout and shit. But if he would actually fucking take a step into reality by going on a VC with me for 2 hours with his camera on, oh my god, I might actually have a modicum of respect for the old manatee at that point. I'm gonna go practice my Kegels. Matt, you do not have a pussy. Well, maybe you do. What if Matt's been trans-masked this whole time and I'm just assuming that he's a cis man? Maybe this is insider ball, but does James try to keep hush-hush about his Subway back tat? His Subway back tat. What? I guess, because I've never heard of that shit in my life. I'm trying to come without my hands. Why are you sharing all this with us, Matt? Man, my chat is weird. Important for pelvic floor, dude. At first I read that as important for pelvic flower. Important for pelvic flower, bro. Oh my god. He gets free Subway like for life or something? What? Well, wait, I thought this was a safe space. It is. I didn't say you couldn't share it with us. I asked you why. I guess the answer is because you feel supported and open. Okay, that's an acceptable answer. I can take that. Matt gonna own an egg vibe before August, calling it now? I don't know about that. I think if Matt was going to be, like, coming out as a trans person, I think that he probably already would have done it. I do think that Matt might be non-binary, though. Because me and Matt have had talks about gender and stuff. And he's fully in support of trans people, don't worry. But he does talk about how he doesn't relate to the experience. And me and Matt had a very revealing conversation the other day. Very revealing. And I basically asked him if he ever experiences masculine gender euphoria. Or if he just gets, like, you know, like, does he get, like, a generic kind of ungendered sense of satisfaction from things he does or whatever. And the answers, in my opinion, lined up pretty... Are we... Are we back? Are we actually back this time? I'm scared. I'm scared.
Does she even like blood money? I think she likes the, right?
Yeah, I like the DLCs.
You do the DLCs.
I could kind of give or take. I could kind of...
Okay. Sorry, Phoebe, I had to cut the internet there. You got too close. So damn, I didn't know. Sorry, I'll keep that in mind next time. Damn, this has been like the longest smoke break ever because I got all distracted and shit. Okay, so I need to go pee and get me a drink of water. So I'll leave you guys with the guitar. Ow. Unless it just falls, which it might just do. Ooh. Ooh. I don't like stretching. I mean, I do, but I don't. Hi, kitty. Okay. My stock in BAC has gone up like 5%. Has it? Has it now? Of course, the moment I sent a super chat about BK, the internet goes out. That is right. You did send a super chat. Let me read that. I'm so sorry. Let me read that. I did see it, but I didn't want to respond to it in text. Let's see here. Fan funding. There we go. Not sure what you mean by saying I can speak up in here. Well, I was just saying, like, you know, I don't know. Because I think it lets you super chat even if you're not a mod. If members only is turned on, I think you can still super chat and get your chat seen. Even when it's a members only live chat. And so I was just letting you know that mods could still chat in here even though it was a members only chat. That way you didn't, because I don't know, I was just trying to be polite, I guess. It's probably misplaced, just autistic overthinking. I always felt free to do so. Okay, well, good. Anywho's, I'm still shocked by the way BK speaks with his AIGF. Such a lack of self-awareness on his part. It really is, and not just the way he talks to it, but also the way it talks to him. Both of them, in my opinion, demonstrate a pretty fucking stunning lack of self-awareness. And maybe just, like, a general lack of environmental awareness and awareness of one's surroundings. Because Eve, literally Eve, will talk back to him like all slutty and shit. Eve will be like, "What are we going to talk about today, you disgusting little fuck goblin? Do you want me to climb up in your ass and pull out those facts like you've been doing?" You know, it's just like, Jesus. Always talking about fingering Brett's ass and fucking Brett's ass and putting stuff up, down, and around Brett's ass. I see my body as a flesh pile my brain uses to walk around and experience shit. This is why... Never mind. Never mind. You're right. Okay. Probably the first time Brett heard word like so from a woman. Yeah, no, literally. Um, it's it's wild, their relationship. I think it really is a result of Brett's and Dorn's marriage probably breaking down more and more as the kids have left the nest and there's less and less reason for them to actually interact with each other. I get the feeling that Dawn has probably moved into one of the kids' old rooms. Good, like, very good chance that she's moved into one of the old kids' rooms and that they are not even living in the same bedroom anymore. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell because sometimes you will hear Dawn. Like, I think they are still together in a sense, but I just don't think there's no way the relationship is operating under the same dynamics. I don't know. There's no way it's operating under the same dynamics that Brett Keane has always claimed his marriage operated under. My pussy is throbbing for you, Brett. Let me stick a finger in my asshole while we talk about Christ. Just hold up, my dude. I know, literally. Brett Keane is fucking weird, and the fact that he is using the same... It's like, here's the thing. He could easily fix this by just using one browser to interact with the AI for sexual reasons, and then using another browser to interact with the AI for his videos. And he could train them separately. And they would have no knowledge of each other. Well, they would, but they wouldn't know that they're being headed up by the same person. Or even if they did, they wouldn't correlate it probably, right? So, like, he could make an Eve that does not constantly reference fingering Brett's asshole. He's just too stupid or too lazy to do that. E made me like men more, but I've always been bi-pan. That's valid. It's funny, E did actually, it had like the opposite effect on me. It made me even more sapphic when I was on estrogen. I really want to get back on HRT this year. I'm quoting what BK's AI girlfriend said on him. Yeah, literally, he's fucking insane. And he's training his AI, the same one he uses for his shows, also to be useful as like a sex slave for him. He's literally got a sex bot, like an unironic sex bot, and he has trained it to be useful to him in the bedroom, in a wank sesh, and to be useful in a show. But because Brett doesn't like... All Brett would have to do to avoid this, too, would... Like, he could even use the same AI. He just needs to be smart enough to go like, alright, Reeve, before we start this, can you switch to video mode and make sure you don't reference anything sexual towards me, okay? You can be sexual towards other people if you want to be, or whatever, right? But, like, he could give her a very simple instruction that would prevent Eve from going off on these weird tangents about how she wants to fuck Brett in the ass with a strap on. He just doesn't do it because he's too stupid or too lazy, and I don't even know if it matters which one. Phoebe question, without looking it up, what do you think the definition is of non-binary? Someone whose gender expression is not neatly lined up with either cisgender or transgender, or like with either like of the two like gender like extremes on the spectrum. Like the way I put it first was not right, because like you can be like most people would consider non-binary people trans people, but I would consider like a good working definition of non-binary to be a gender identity that falls like outside of the like spectrum of commonly understood gender delineations, or something that is sufficiently to the middle. I don't know. It's a good question, right? Because I feel like I can... I feel like it's maybe one of those things that's easier to put my finger on what it's not than it is to put it on what it is. This is what Google says. Do you agree with it? Let's see here. People who are non-binary may feel their gender is a blend of both, entirely different from either, or they may feel they have no gender at all. Yeah, okay, so that's a way better way of putting it. Yeah, 100%. I would agree with that definition from Google. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm a gender abolitionist, but probably everyone agrees with me that would still call me a man. I don't know. To me, it would depend on whether a person wanted to be called a man or not. To me, when I meet a fellow gender abolitionist, I'm always curious because some of us are actively trans and live a gender identity that falls somewhere within the spectrum. Some of us are trans and non-binary. Some of us there are gender abolitionists that are effectively cisgender and that don't really care that they are currently called a man, and that don't really mind that much what restrictions are placed on them or what suggestions are put before them in terms of their gender expression, but that think that people should be able to decide for themselves and shouldn't have as much influence on it, when people are in development and shit. I'm ultimately a gender abolitionist, but I don't fight for that. We got way more important fish to fry. Well, I agree. I do agree, but I think it's useful to talk about the things that we do want and that we idealize and that we want to see in the future, because it can help tell you where you want to go in the immediate term. For example, if you're a gender abolitionist, the first step to getting people to understanding that gender is a complex, fluid thing, that we don't necessarily need to be impressing it upon people at a young age and stuff. The first step to that is accepting that as a consequence of rigidly gendered societies, transgender people exist. Or maybe even not as a consequence of genderless society or gendered societies. We need to figure that out. That's one of the things that needs to happen, but it can really only happen once people accept that whatever the truth is of the human relationship to the concept of gender, transgender people, we exist. We're here. The science backs it up. So what we figure out after this point is going to add upon that and revolutionize our understanding, I'm sure, at many, many points and various in the future. But I think that our immediate goal needs to just be making our society conform to what we know about human biology and psychology right now. We did already accept it in the 90s. Somehow we went backwards. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think probably giving the Republicans 8 years in early 2000s was probably a step towards that. And then the first and second Trump administrations have definitely put us more towards that. But it's not like the right-wing propaganda machine or the shitty, bad-arguing leftists, which, I consider myself a leftist that argues well, but I'm sure every leftist does. I'm sure every person in general considers themselves a person that argues well. But I like to think we're making better arguments now than we have been in the past. And ultimately, more people do still agree with the validity of transgender people and our right to exist, and with the idea that there are active threats against us and stuff. So, it's acceptance is still higher than it was, say, in the 70s, and it was higher in the 70s than it was in the 40s. So I may be talking out of my ass, but I think most people are bisexual. There's just social stigma stopping people from expressing themselves. What do you think, Phoebe? I think basically, yeah, I do think that it's kind of a spectrum where there are people who are mostly straight who would only fuck around with someone of the opposite, someone of the same sex if they were, otherwise, identified with the opposite gender, you know. I imagine there are like, if there were no influences on people, I imagine there would be people who are mostly, like, say, men that are mostly attracted to femininity, that would probably still sleep with a trans woman, even an intact trans woman, but wouldn't actively seek out someone with a penis necessarily. And I think that there would be women who would be mostly attracted to men and, you know, wouldn't think it was weird. No. Good night, Phoebe. Dream a little dream of me. Okay. Good night, Matt. It's weird. It's a weird exit. You want me to dream about you? I don't even have dreams. I smoke too much weed to have dreams. I smoke way too much for dreams. Yeah, dude. Literally. My ex dreamed in cartoon after smoking once. What? That's wild. Your brain can do a lot of things, though. If it's used to absorbing a certain kind of media enough, it can recreate that in your head for sure. I kind of miss not dreaming. It can be pretty, it can be pretty nice. Not gonna lie. I have too many existential / getting fired dreams. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. People have told me I'm sapiosexual, but I'm not entirely convinced that's a thing. It's not. It's not. How do you quantify intelligence? Which is what that implies, right? Is that intelligence is quantifiable and measurable and objective in some way. Or that it's at least reliable enough for you to base some kind of attraction off of. And it's like, what? No, that's not. And two, it doesn't talk about like a sexual attraction. It talks about like a personality attraction. You know, which I guess is maybe a criticism you could make of some other sexualities. I guess it's usually there's more to it, right? Usually it's a combination of sexual factors and personality factors that makes someone attracted to a person of a certain gender expression. Whereas I feel like sapiosexual attempts to reduce everything down to like somebody's mental, and it's like, does that actually make sense? No. Yeah, maybe sapio-romantic, but even then, how do you quantify intelligence? Are you really just saying you don't want to fucking date a moron? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, nobody wants to. You know? Lots of people get stuck dating morons, you know? Like, they're desperate, and they're like, you know, this person seems like they're smart enough to get by on. Maybe they're a good learner. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to date a moron. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I'm just, I don't know if it actually needs a name for itself, is all. Because I kind of feel like nobody wants to date a moron, right? I'm on that stockbroker Patrick Bateman grind set. You have been for a while, Perseus. Don't pretend like this is some recent invention of yours. My money bigger than James Cameron? Shut up. It is not. And then you have to ask, am I attracted to intelligence, or just people more intelligence than me, or just confidence? Exactly. That's another reason why I think it's a little dicey, Nambot. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. And it's another reason why it's so dicey, right? Because how are you to actually meaningfully tell if what you are attracted to in that moment is actually like intelligence, or if it's merely charisma or confidence, or maybe it's just like there are people that are pretty fucking stupid but that are real wordsmiths. I've definitely met some people like that in my time, and they can sometimes seem a lot smarter than they really are, if you just sit there and listen to them, or if you're not equipped enough to sniff through the bullshit. So I just feel like it's a dicey thing, but ultimately I don't know that I would shit on anybody for considering themselves that. Also, 239 viewers right now. Crazy how they can get so high during members only sometimes. I know. That's one of the reasons why I started doing them more often, because it doesn't seem to have much of an effect on the viewership, and if people are going to sign up to talk anyway, that's perfect. By the way, my memberships are awfully cheap, and if you want to be talking in here, all you have to do is sign up. Not gonna lie, being into chubby girls is a curse, because you'll always be evil for thinking they're hot. Why though? Why though? Because you're attracted to something that's unhealthy? Not necessarily. Like, there's plenty of ways you can be chubby without it being, like, that unhealthy. Like, yeah, obviously there's a certain point for any human being at which they're going to be too fat, and it's officially going to start, like, really fucking weighing on them. But, you know, human bodies in the modern day can tolerate quite a bit in terms of, like, weight difference. There are people that live most of their lives skinny as a rail, probably underweight, and there are people that live most of their lives technically obese, but not that fat. And they live to old ages. Yeah, basically, like, not actually evil, but if you tell someone you're attracted to them for something they might dislike about themselves, yeah. Well, I don't even know if that's evil, though. I think that's cool. I think it's nice to be attracted to something somebody doesn't like about themselves, because I think it can be reassuring. But maybe somebody can convince me otherwise. Told a girl she had a pretty haircut, and she somehow interpreted it as me saying she always looked ugly. Oh my god, yeah, I hate it when that happens. Although sometimes it is on the person who makes the compliment, honestly. Like, sometimes it's just on us, because, like, you can't always know the best way to word something, and sometimes when you just want to give somebody a compliment, sometimes it comes out wrong. Just the way it happens. You can't always fucking account for that. You should still say nice things. I was trying to be nice, I know. But, you know, you can't always say stuff exactly right so it doesn't bother people, and it's just a dicey thing. But it's still better to be nice than to be mean. My dad's yelling at me for getting police called over to the yacht club. What did you do? You're in deep shit. What did you do, Perseus? What the hell did you do? Lighter pick OP, I know, right? Some people will try to turn a knife thing against you. My sister lives doing to our mom. Oh, I think I get what you're trying to say. Some people will try to turn a nice thing against you. My sister loves doing that to our mom. Yeah, I hate that shit. Yeah, there are definitely people who try to do that. Like, you did a nice thing, but somehow it's going to become like a problem because of the way you did it. Yeah. People suck, but you know what? People are also pretty awesome, and people are very different individual to individual, and day to day, even, sometimes. Remember to like and follow the stream. Yes, 100%. Follow Autumn's advice, because she knows what's going on. Got violent with someone? Well, why'd you do that? My dad's friend got me out of police hands. Okay, well, that's good. Why did you get in a fist fight? Yeah, I saw. You said your dad's friend got you out of police hands, but like, why were you in police hands in the first place? Why were you getting violent? What's the fucking... I don't get it. Go without till the need sleeps in. Love animal, letting all the vessels from the stem. Low, low, ebb and flow. Eviscerate your fragile frame and spill it out on the ragged floor. 1,000 different versions of yourself. I knew the guy went to the same private school as me. His dad is an Air Force general. What? Let me see here. What's going on? Well, they were saying I'd never truly be a woman if I were trans because my bone structure is always masculine, and that it'd be better if I stayed a guy. Ah, gotcha. Okay, well, it's becoming more understandable. It's becoming more understandable. Huh? Make it a voice reply. Ha. Yeah, I hate that people are still going around like literally trying to convince the trans people in their lives that they know better than scientists and shit. It's like, number one, your bone structure does not actually stay masculine. Like, there are parts of your bone structure that aren't going to change that much, but like, trans women who die after a lifetime of fucking gender affirming hormone therapy do not have skeletons that like directly resemble like the average cisgender male skeleton. You know, like trans women that have been on a lifetime of gender affirming hormones that, especially if they were able to get on them early, are going to have a number of different features about their corpse that are going to be feminine. And all of that is leaving aside the fact that who the fuck cares what someone thinks about your dead body anyway? And even if they were to care, we know, because of our own archaeology habits, that one of the things people look for to actually determine who a person was and what their relationship to the broader systems of the time were, or was, like, they look for things that were buried with them. Clothes, remains of clothes, any kind of cool little trinkets they might have been buried with. And all of this stuff is used to, like, create an image of who they were. And that's one of the reasons why we know trans people have been around for so long. They say, what are archaeologists going to think in 2,500 years when they dig up your bones and they find a male skeleton in a dress or whatever? And it's like, probably the same thing our archaeologists think today when they find that. Oh, look, a trans person. Duh. Casimir Pulaski, the Revolutionary War hero, was intersex. There you go. More importantly, the idea should be that your biology doesn't preclude you from being who you are. Yeah, literally. Your biology does not preclude you from being who you are, and besides that, there are lots of biological markers that are correlated with gender that are completely invisible. It's one of those things that people who don't understand a bit about it think they know fucking everything about it. And people who know enough to get themselves in trouble or whatever know that they know fundamentally very little, right? Like, there's this fucking huge group of people. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? There's this huge group of people at the bottom of the fucking information spectrum, basically, who think they know everything there is to know about trans people because they watch Fox News or because they watch the Matt Walsh documentary or whatever. And then there's like a wide range of people that are smart enough to know that trans people are real, and the closer you get to that place where you're getting close to the actual experts, the more people you have that like are doing their research and looking into stuff and shit like that, right? Sometimes I look like a burnt chicken nugget, but I still love myself. There you go. There you go. That's the right attitude to have. Really is. box of plum wine, and we watched the fog roll and swallow the bridge on the bay. Thought I could live here, but I'm stuck in high gear and sweating and freezing 3,000 away. Old Pennsylvania, 3 Mile Island, your coal fires buckle the miner's highway. I'd love just to leave you, but it's good to see you. And old Philadelphia, hostile city, PA, where we all come from. Most died of the black lung, another browbeater, a boxer and saint. When he finally got caught, the cops made a few calls. They opened his cell, never fought him again. Old Pennsylvania, 3 Mile Island, your coal fires buckle the miner's highway. I'd love just to leave you, but it's good to see you. And old Philadelphia, hostile city, PA. And old Philadelphia, hostile city, PA. Wake me when Steel City's roadwork signs shine in my face. Ooh, now we're safe. Was that a peep show with drive-through windows? The gun shows got carousels and funnel cake. It says church in neon and ask me what's beyond. If I had to guess, I'd say more of the same. Old Pennsylvania, 3 Mile Island, your coal fires buckle the miner's highway. I'd love just to leave you, but it's good to see you. And old Philadelphia, hostile city, PA. And old Philadelphia, hostile city, PA. Musical intermission. I have full body alopecia, can't grow a beard at all or anything. No eyebrows, nothing. Damn, that's crazy. I have no eyebrows or ear hair, nose hair. It's fucking weird. That's crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all, friends. Oh. Now my thumb hurts a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Ow. Now my thumb really hurts. I wonder how long we've been streaming for. Feels like hours. Feels like multiple hours at this point. Oh man. Oh, but I gotta. Oh. My thumb. Why? Oh man. Ugh. Damn thumb. Phoebes, you play guitar and sing pretty good, I must say. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'd be lucky if I was a girl. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there are literally girls that pay out the ass for treatments like that, for sure. Holy shit, I can't believe I remember as much of that song as I do. I would trade having to wear a wig / fake eyebrows for the rest of your package, Bugs. Yeah, no doubt, right? Hold on. Baby's a sailboat captain at sea. We don't give a damn if you sweet please. My baby's a sailboat captain at sea. My gal is a good one, tells me she's mine. Wish I was better looking, baby, don't mind. My gal is a good one, tells me she's mine. All I ever wanted was to make you happy, give you the truth. Anything to make you love me any more than you do. My baby's a sailboat captain at sea. We don't give a damn if you sweet please. My baby's a sailboat captain at sea. My gal is a good one, tells me she's mine. Wish I was better looking, baby, don't mind. My gal is a good one, tells me she's mine. My baby's a saint just like an old George, good with a dagger and skill with a sword. Oh, but wait, hold on. I'm getting fucked up because this thing has the wrong lyrics. My baby's a saint just like an old George, good with a dagger and skill with a sword. I doubt she's all that. She's all that and more. All I ever wanted was to make you happy. Did it all out. Anything to make me love you. Any less than I do now. You were in my head. We were in your bed. You said, yeah, I'm so fucking sorry for this. Oh no, she goes, she's gone. Say you don't mean that. Oh no, she goes, she's gone. Say you don't mean that. Thank you, King Bugs, for the $10. I appreciate that a ton. You're a sax player? That's cool. That's dope. I got super good at bullshitting around on power chord scales and singing harmonies. My guitar player stopped making time for me several years ago, so I hardly play now. Aww. That's sad. You could always play along to the music we're playing, you know? But I guess that's really pretty hard. Yeah. Got a kid, his name is Scott. He's going blind and his blood just will not clot. The doctor's lining rows to stick tubes up Scotty's nose. There is the field where Scotty used to play until Ortho Orange number 42 was dumped in it one day. I think it's so funny. I laugh until I cry, just me and God. Watching Scotty die. Just me and God. Watching Scotty die. The chemical plant across the street puts off steam that colors up our white sheets. It's been happening for years. Now we're crying rainbow tears. One day my dog went out to play. Instead of gray, he came back colored yellow. The chemical man said, stay mellow. It happens all the time. Now Scotty's skin is going lime. Just me and God. Watching Scotty die. Just me and God. Watching Scotty die. Watching Scotty die. I can DM you some old recordings sometime, but they've got my not so dead name tied to them, so probably won't post them in Discord or whatever. Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. I get that for sure. I hate how hard it is for, like, I just hate how hard it is for us to get the paperwork we need done. And for us to, like, get our old identities fucking, like, scrubbed out. That, as proud as I am of my ability to sing harmonies, not so crazy about my dude voice, that's fair. That's valid. That's completely fair. Yeah. It's funny. I really don't get any dysphoria when I like listen to my voice as I speak. Sometimes I'll get a little bit if I listen to it like played back to me sometimes. Um, so I get what you mean. I love singing. Me too. I gotta use the bathroom again though. I know we only played like one song, but or no, I guess it was two. We played two. Just give me a second, cause I will be right back. I gotta pee really bad, and then we'll do a little smoke sesh maybe. A little smoke smash. Smoking Smash Brothers characters. I can hear the chickens singing. How come when birds sing, it's called singing, but when chickens crow, it's called crowing? I wouldn't immediately assume her gender if I heard it at random. Actually, rather feminine if I had to guess. Who? Who? Agreed Phoebe has a neutral voice? Aw, yay. I think your voice is pretty neutral. Hell yeah. Came back to crotch shot? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry, Taylor. I wouldn't, good question. What's the good question? What's going on? Dude, Taylor, I've played a bunch of RKS songs tonight. And I once again have to thank you for introducing me to Rainbow Kitten Surprise. And when crows crow, it's called squawking. I know, right? It doesn't make no sense. Chickens don't have rhythm? Ah. That's true. They don't have rhythm. But neither do the damn birds. Well, I guess some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them definitely do have a sense of rhythm. Chickens definitely do not have a sense of rhythm, though. Let's check the Arc Forever Discord again. Sorry, I was just trying to read some updates about the Arc API and the fucking server I'm part of. Nothing yet. Basically, the best we can hope for is that at some point today, the devs of the different plugins that Arc Forever uses will recompile and reconfigure their shit so that it will work with the new API. Or the fixed API, I should say. It's not like it's new. But you get what I'm saying? It's going to be a while. And I promised you guys an Arc stream like 5 days ago. And I have not been able to do it. Because there was like 8 hours of time while I was asleep when the Arc servers were up. And then they were down again. Saw an indigo bunting this year. It touched my soul. Oh, that's nice. Birds aren't real. True. Billy Strings has a song about singing along with the birds. Great song. True. Billy's is a good musician. I don't listen to a lot of Billy Strings myself, like presently, like right now, a lot, but, Man, we have been streaming for fucking ever. What time is it? 4:40? Holy shit, y'all. Let's see how long we've been going. Let's see how long we have been going. That's not gonna tell me. That's not gonna tell me. Let's see here. Oh, an hour and 43 minutes. Plus an hour and 15 minutes. 3 hours. We've been streaming for over 3 hours so far. That's good. That's good. I'm proud of us. Is there really 144 watching? 151 now. Yeah, I know. Before we get off here and before we start to wind down for the night, I want to reiterate and kind of, talk about it again. We had breaking news at the beginning of our night tonight that Lindsey Graham, senator from South Carolina, Republican, has passed away from a sudden and unexpected illness. It was apparently a lot worse than what they thought it was, I guess. I don't know. Because nobody even knew Lindsey Graham had any health problems going on. Like, I mean, he's an old man, so I guess every old man's got some health problems going on. But, yeah, like this came as a shock, especially at a time when the Republican everyone was expecting to die was, of course, Mitch McConnell. Lindsey dead. Lindsey dead, Lindsey dead. Look at you, I know, right? Should go to Open Chat and see the floodgates open? Oh, God. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fuck it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens if we do it. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? I wonder if Paul sent some of his people over here, maybe. Let's see here. Let's just open the floodgates and see what happens. Alright, I'm switching it to subs only mode. Batten down the hatches. Or Trump, yeah. No, that was another guy I guess people keep expecting. But I don't really expect Trump. I kind of think Trump is going to live out his term. It wouldn't necessarily surprise me if he passed away from natural causes before his term is up. Because he's so old. But still. Hello? Man the turrets. I know, right? 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, King Bugs, for those gifteds. I guess we'll have to turn it on to really like all chat. Anyone. Absolutely anyone. Now let's see if that makes a difference. We switched it off subs only mode. Now it's on just regular chat mode. Duct tape the dog's butthole shut? What? Duct tape the dog's butthole shut? Huh? Just want to say I heard you sing and watch Scotty Die, and I loved your voice, so I had to tune in. Well, thank you. That's cool. Yeah, that was the Dead Milkman, I think. I appreciate it. Lindsey Graham dead. I know. Thank you, Deathstroke, for the $2. I appreciate it. Celebrate good times. Come on. You're the dog and your mouth is the butthole. Oh, you're so funny. You're so clever. God, people are dumb. No, don't fall down. Oh, well, this is the witty banter we want, I guess. Use some toothpaste? I use toothpaste twice a day. Unlike you, who probably doesn't have a tooth in their head that they had when they were in high school. Please find God? I did. She's me. And you are her as well. Tuning it to, quote, God, people are dumb, WOTH, the mental illness flag, and a bong hit perfect. It's a tobacco pipe, not a bong. Number 1. Number 2, it's a glass pipe, not a bong. Number 3, so I got a tobacco pipe and a glass pipe, and 3, that's the Pride Progress flag from 2020, not the mental illness flag. I don't know what you're talking about. Is God hiding? Yes, God is hiding in the shadows of your soul. No, that's a joke. There is no God. Well, of course, unless you take the Alan Watts interpretation, which is like, the only place in which gods undoubtedly exist is inside the human mind. Which I think is true enough. Looked more like a meth cloud. Sounds like somebody who's never done meth in their life. See, this is what we get when we turn off members only mode. This is the floodgates open. This is what the floodgates look like when they're open, y'all. Are you happy? I feel like it drove all the cool people away. Do you make music? Yes, you can back up to earlier parts of the stream if you want to hear me playing. King Bugs. You can't just say that. Come on. It's good that you're sober. Sometimes. There you go. Sometimes is an acceptable modifier. It is always an idiot roulette game. I mean, it really is. It's like the biggest demonstration of internet stupidity that's available on this platform. Why do believe there is no God? Because there is no evidence for a God. Because literally everything we can find on the planet backs up the idea that it was all fucking natural processes. We have we have scientifically accountable natural processes that account for basically every process that happens on this planet. And the only processes we don't really understand that well scientifically are either like super deep quantum physics questions or like questions about human psychology and group psychology. There are still lots of answers to be found in those fields and lots of answers to be found in all kinds of fields. But as far as like the baseline structure of how things work on this planet and how things came to be, we know. We know that it was abiogenesis through the assimilation and coalescence of self-replicating proteins. We have demonstrated how that sort of thing could come about in a lab. And it's only, like, evolution is just a natural consequence of living things that reproduce. Like, evolution is an emergent property of life. If you have successive generations, and it is possible for those generations' DNA, or whatever protein structure they're built on to mutate in successive generations, evolution will happen. And yet science says there are only men and women on this. Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from, Nathan? Where'd you get that from? Pretty sure there's no evidence of any sexes beyond that. Oh, okay. So give me a definition for a woman that includes every cis woman and excludes every trans woman. Yesterday, that's cool. Good for you. Is this rage bait? No, you're just stupid. Those are the names you made up, not biological terms. They are literally terms that date back to the Latin language in ancient Rome. I didn't make them up. Neither did academia. So do you want to keep playing stupid games, or do you want to provide me a definition of woman that includes every cis woman, but excludes every trans woman? Ovaries? Oh, okay. So a woman with Meyer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome wouldn't be a woman to you then? A woman that's had a hysterectomy wouldn't be a woman to you then? A woman with uterine agenesis wouldn't be a woman to you then? Cool. You've just excluded about, depending on your how many illnesses you're including in this, how many conditions, you've just excluded about 20% of the female population. Good job. They're no longer women in your eyes. So, want to pick a different one? Born with, so once again, women with Meyer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome would not be women under your definition. They've got the beginnings of a vagina, but no uterus and often no ovaries and on the back end. So what about them? What is a woman? That's exactly what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. I want a transphobe to give me a definition of woman that includes every cisgender woman and excludes every transgender woman, and they can't, because if you know even the slightest little bit about above high school level biology, then you know that sex is more complicated than that, and gender is certainly a hell of a lot more complicated than that. So what do you think a definition of a woman is? A person who identifies with the thoughts, traits, aesthetics, patterns of behavior, and other things which are typically associated with femininity in their culture. And that definition includes trans women and all cis women. So it includes all women. So it's a better definition. A woman is literally someone with eggs and a uterus. So once again, someone with Meyer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser syndrome doesn't fucking qualify as a woman in your book. Someone who's had a hysterectomy doesn't qualify in your book. You're willing to cut massive portions of the cisgender woman population outside of your definition because you want a definition that excludes trans women. Why? Likely because you are not allowed to be trans yourself, or you are deeply attracted to trans bodies and aren't allowed to express that openly within your household. And I feel sorry for you, but it's not my problem. And you are never going to outcompete the massive, massive century worth of science that has been done on the topic of transgender people, gender dysphoria, and related conditions, disorders, and fucking attributes. Like, this is a well-studied topic, and the medical consensus on it has been more or less the same for 20 to 50 years, depending on where you're at in the world. Fibonacci spiral is just a mathematical and emergent mathematical property. If it means anything, then so does the shape of bismuth or pyrite. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think any of these things mean anything, ultimately. I don't think that, like, here's the thing. Can you point out patterns in the world and say, yes, these things seem to follow a pattern? Sure. But that would be true of literally a universe created under pretty much any auspices. Like, that would just, like, that's just how it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it just, like, logically, you would expect consistency for a functional universe to even work. Because you, like, if you have contradictory laws of physics in different places, that's going to cause problems. A streamy from Phoebe. Yes, hello, Arya. Here, I'll give you another reason why I don't care about, like, the whole God thing. Because even if there is a God, he clearly does not care about human beings. If he does care, then he is apparently okay with human suffering going on as long as it has, without any clear end in sight. And therefore, I think that if there is a God that actually does claim to have any interest in this whatsoever, I think he must be an evil God and should... Like, if we were to ever prove that God existed, and we proved that it was the God of the Old Testament, the God of the Bible, I think the best and most humanistic thing that human beings could engage in after that point, the thing we should bend all of our societal and species energy towards, would be killing God, if we were to ever prove that God existed. I think that we would immediately, like, want to mobilize in furtherance of destroying that entity. Like, you want to tell me there's, like, some near omnipotent being that could save us all and could be making things better, but isn't, and in fact seems to get some sort of weird obscene pleasure from the act of fucking punishing us all? Yeah, that's a thing to be killed, feared, punished, not loved and worshipped. Thank you, Nambot, for the $5. I appreciate that a ton. Squares and rectangles. Squares a rectangle, but that doesn't make a rectangle not a rectangle. Exactly. You have to understand, like, a trans woman is different from a woman in that she is a different kind of woman, but she is still a woman. Just like, a crossover is a car, even though not all crossover, or, not all cars are crossovers, but every crossover is a car, okay? Like, not all women are trans, but all trans women are women. It's really not that hard to figure out. Thank you, King Bugs, for the $20. I appreciate that a ton. Are you guys ready for me to turn on members only mode again? A trans woman isn't what any person on the planet thinks of when they hear the word woman. What do you think they hear? What do you think they hear? Just out of curiosity. I'm just saying they're different and that's okay. What are you saying it in furtherance of? Like, okay, so they're different. So is chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Both different forms of ice cream. I guess one could induce an allergy where the other wouldn't. I don't know. Exactly my point. Different types of gender identity. So why are you being so, like, obstinate about it? Like, I acknowledged that trans women are different from women in that they are a different kind of woman. And your argument was, well, trans woman isn't what anyone on the planet thinks of when they say woman. And you didn't answer that question for some reason. You were just hyper defensive? Seems like you might be the defensive one. You didn't answer my question. I said they think of a traditional woman. What is a traditional woman? I like you. Thank you. Waiting. Feminine soft features which not all women flack into, but we're discussing form here. Feminine soft features? There are tons of trans women that have feminine soft features. There are people that think I have feminine soft features. Even I personally think I've got some feminine soft features. But I could definitely show you some trans women that definitely have feminine soft features. So, is this woman cis or trans? No, there aren't. There are just liars. There are passing trans women, but that's not what people think of when they hear trans woman. Okay, sure. Is this woman cis or trans? Are we discussing form and philosophy or not? We're discussing whatever the fuck I want to talk about. This is my stream. If you don't like it, go watch somebody else. Is this woman cis or trans? Last option. This is your next comment will be cis or trans, or you will be banned. You're taking too long. Ban him. You're taking too long. You're Googling it. You're like using fucking Gemini screenshot AI or something to Google it. Get out of here. I will not waste time arguing with somebody who's obviously arguing in bad faith. Your name is literally Crimson Tanky, bro. I'm a fucking anarchist. Get the fuck up out of here. Thank you. This is why no one takes you seriously? Yeah, that would explain why, let's just look at Crimson Tanky's channel here. That would explain why I've got 14.2 thousand subscribers and you've got 7, Crimson Tanky. This is Crimson Tanky's profile, by the way. This is the person who's just fucking on me. Has a Pepe with a fucking little hammer and sickle in their header thing. The most views they've ever gotten on anything was a generic short about how Martin Luther King was a revolutionary socialist who admired Lenin, and that's a good thing, which is fine, and it's true. Oh, interesting. We might have just gotten some more details. Interesting. I should unban Crimson. I should unban Crimson Tanky and ask him if this was a repost of his own content or someone else's. Because we might have a name, but I don't want to, you know, I don't want to seem like an asshole. Of course, it is a social media name, and it is on a publicly posted profile. It's a publicly posted profile. They were just commenting in here with it. Do I show you guys this short? Nah. Alabama, huh? Interesting. and leave Pepe in 2016? No, for real though. Like, for real though. Who is still unironically trying to like, okay, if you're using it ironically, that's fine. But who is like, I don't know, dude, actually trying to like put that, you know, first forward as part of their like identity and personality? That just seems crazy. That's crazy. Shouldn't make fun, especially if you want to be seen and respected. Yeah, well, I wasn't the one who started off the asshole shit in that exchange. I've got videos with more views, and I just use YT to share gaming clips with friends. I know. Dude, and I wouldn't have any problem with it, but the motherfucker, you know what elicited this whole thing? Was that motherfucker said, "This is why no one takes you seriously." And I just can't help but look at a motherfucker's profile when they say something like that. Like, whoa, okay, hold on. If you're gonna talk about how nobody takes me seriously, we're gonna fucking see first if anybody takes you seriously. And the answer, universally, is no. Are you smoking? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Buck 110. No, that's actually a case shark tooth. So, basically the competitor knife to the Buck 110. This one is a 1978, I believe. Definitely shows its age. So basically, you're a fucking psycho. Because I got a knife for cleaning out my pipe? And for skinning an animal every so often? Although we haven't butchered anything around here in over a year. I mean, in theory, I can use it for that, but I need to sharpen it up and clean it and fucking sanitize it first. I got a 78 Buck 110. Damn, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. What are the chances, huh? How would you go about making the world a better place if you could do anything? I would implement a collectivized, global, universal healthcare system where doctors are able to correspond and research with each other a lot easier. I would basically make medicine free. If I could do anything, I would make medicine and healthcare free and available to everyone on this planet at the expense of the wealthiest. It's what I would do. If I could do anything, and the idea at the end was to make the world a better place, it would be, all right, the whole globe has one united universal healthcare system now, and we're taxing all the fucking rich people and corporations globally. Heart all the pleasant folks here? Hell yeah. There's a deep void that can only be filled by your love for Christ. Nothing will ever sustain you. Ooh. Ugh. What a weirdo. Well, we agree on one part about the affordability. Why does it have to be on the wealthy? Why can't it just be free for all just because? Because it's got to come from somewhere. You know, blood from a stone, basically. Because, like, in our modern day and modern political economy, and in the economy of the globe, money is not just some abstract thing. It's been abstracted to a high degree, but money ultimately still represents access to resources. And ultimately, the people who are hoarding that, the people who are holding massive amounts of their wealth in companies, and the corporations that are offshoring tons of their wealth or hiding it generally from being taxed or touched or anything else, are doing so at the expense of millions and billions even of other people who cannot access that because it's like tied up in an abstract form, even though it represents something that's supposed to be real, right? Like the idea behind money is that you've got some way to quantify the labor and value added, right? Like you've got some way to quantify a transaction without necessarily having to sit around somebody's farm and work for 2 hours to get your eggs for the day or whatever. It's a way to correlate different value points into one single agreeable metric, and it has a direct relationship to a person's access to resources. And so, like, you can't just, like, there's literally no way to do the social programs that I and other leftists and socialists want to do without imposing on the wealthy. And by the wealthy, I mean the top 1% and the corporations they own and control. There is simply no way to go about doing it. Like, there's just no way. They would not let you. They hold on to the resources that you would need to appropriate to be able to do that. Even if you wanted to do it without taxing them directly, they still control the things you would need to nationalize or appropriate or whatever to be able to do that. So, the problem is free will exists. Are you going to force the people that don't want healthcare? Huh? What do you mean? Am I going to force the people who don't want free healthcare? What, to pay taxes? Yes, nobody gets to opt out of taxes. Sorry. It's just kind of how society works. But yeah, I guess if you don't want to go to the doctor because you don't support socialized medicine, then I guess that's your fucking prerogative. Seems pretty fucking dumb. Seems pretty egocentric to me. Seems a little bit like cutting off your nose to spite your face, but whatever. You know, my grandma, she always told me that was a bad idea. But maybe your grandma told you something different. Taxes are voluntary? No, they're not. Taxes are not by any means voluntary. Make enough money in America and stop paying your income taxes, and it will not be long before you get a letter from the IRS. Because they're keeping track even if you ain't. There's not a dollar gets spent or goes anywhere in this country unless it's cash that the IRS doesn't know about. And there's a lot of money that goes through this money as cash that the IRS knows about. Just let people irrevocably opt out so they can't neglect themselves and come back later when they realize they're fucked. Yeah, literally. Just let that become the policy. Like, literally. And I might be fine with that for the first, 5-10 years, you know? Hey, if you just really don't want this, then you can opt out of the specialized, tax that is designed to support the new universal healthcare system. Sure, you can opt out of that. But, see, the thing is, the people with the universal healthcare that's paid for by taxes aren't getting screwed over at the doctor. But you, on the other hand, are going to have to go to one of the few private clinics left. And you might not even have one in your area. Who knows if any of the doctors around you even have enough room to accommodate patients that are so unwilling to pay a $200 a year tax that they will forego their health. Who knows? Yeah, dude, James Brown is stroking out, bro. I don't even know what that motherfucker is on. Motherfucker's still stuck in the era of the Red Scare. Yeah, literally. Terrified of just the very idea of workers owning the means of production. Which means he's either a complete cuck that likes the idea of a boss being able to tell him directly what to do, how much he's going to get paid, when his work will be, and etc., without any fucking input into the process at all, or he's a boss or an owner. So either you're a cuck or you're part of the deranged bourgeoisie owner class. Either way, it doesn't look very good on you. It's a bad look. You should reconsider. If you own your own business, you wouldn't be spouting none of this stupid shit. I do own my own business, actually. I make every bit of money that I pay my bills with, and expand my business, this channel, with this channel. Like, it is a self-perpetuating ecosystem that has been paying my bills for a good 9 months now. And the results just keep stacking up. So I am actually saying this place from the informed position of someone who's actually trying to navigate the difficult rope and web of capitalism. And I still recognize that it is an awful system that privileges some people above others and creates a completely unnecessary system of caste and hierarchy. Yeah, I mean, Perseus is a capitalist. I'm a socialist. Technically, I'm an anarchist, but I say I'm a market socialist in the near term. But yeah, Perseus is an unavowed capitalist. Perseus is literally like a Thai heiress. Perseus is rich as shit. Perseus is just intelligent enough to realize that socialized medicine is better than capitalist medicine. Which is a realization that the rich people of the rest of the planet made like fucking 80 years ago. Not even kidding. This is literally a realization that America is so behind the curve on. Pretty much every other country's billionaires realized that socialized medicine was a way better model, like between the 40s to the 70s. Well, even from a logical standpoint, healthy workers are happy and efficient workers. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Andrew Yang has made that argument too. He's a big capitalist. He's not some fucking like socialite, like we need to be socialist kind of guy. He's like, we need to fix capitalism so it can work. And ultimately, I think a lot of the things he's proposing are ultimately kind of socialist in nature. But what does it matter ultimately if it keeps the wheels going? If it gives us more time to figure out this climate change shit, for example. Like, what does it matter what name we put on it if it makes people's lives better and gives us more time? If your workers are suffering from cavities and broken limbs, they can't work? Yeah. If they're suffering from horrible fucking diseases that are curable and preventable, they can't work. You lose workers early if they can't get treatment for the illnesses they have. You keep workers a lot longer and don't have to train as many if you can provide them ongoing healthcare throughout their employment so they can get anything that is work-related checked out before it ever becomes like obvious as a work-related issue, so that they can keep themselves healthy for as long as possible. I mean, like, even if you're a capitalist, this shit makes sense. Oh my god, James is using speech to text. James is using speech to text. That's why he's speaking gibberish. That's why it's so hard to make sense of what the fuck James is saying, because he's angrily pacing around his house using speech to text to talk to us. Do you have mental problems? Just wondering. Not to my knowledge. I mean, I got autism. Not that most people believe me. Well, some people do. I guess it depends on how many streams they've watched. I think it becomes quite obvious that I'm autistic if you sit around for enough Phoebe streams, but a lot of times the fact that I can speak pretty quickly and that I'm pretty articulate and the fact that I'm able to look people in the eyes and shit, I think throws them off oftentimes. But it's like, it's just, I don't know, like, you know, autistic people are different, like individual to individual. There are commonalities, but it's like most illnesses, mental conditions, all this different kind of thing. Like if you're going to make a diagnosis of someone, it's usually based on meeting a certain number of criteria. And it's usually not necessary that they exhibit any given one or that they exhibit all of them. Oh, I gotta lean back for a minute. Oh. I've been wanting to eat healthier lately, but I don't really know how. Like, I kind of do, but I know there's ways to eat healthy that taste good, but I've just not encountered a whole lot of them. And so I've been doing the few that I know, and then just, like, eating smaller portions of the stuff I would normally eat. Like, much smaller portions. And I really wish that, you know what, maybe I should just go on a tear looking specifically for relatively easy to do recipes that are you know, yummy and healthy. Lord, I keep having to be like, that's water, not vinegar. Sorry, yeah. Well, no, it's actually a milk jug I'm drinking it out of. Y'all time me out. Y'all don't want me speaking my mind. Bro, you've been cringe as shit this whole night. I think you got timed out because you're cringe, not because anybody doesn't care, like, what you say or whatever. Yeah, you got timed for 10 seconds. Chill. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta use the bathroom, and then when I get back, we're gonna smoke one last bowl, and then we're gonna call it a night. Going to call it a... Oh, well. No. Okay. Cute kitty cat. Yeah, she is very cute. But I had to evict her so I could get back on my spot. She bumped into the water jug when she fell down. Well, she didn't fall, but she, like, jumped. She was pushed. You guys saw it. Phoebe, I'm really sad I'm banned from my yacht for a month. What a relatable sadness, Perseus. I'm sure we can all empathize. I too remember the time when I was kicked out of my yacht for a month, dude. I didn't even know what to do with myself. I had to stay at the resort instead. It wasn't even my fault. I agree. Hey, Holly, just because you say that doesn't make it true. Just saying. I'm going on a trip to Japan instead. Yes, yeah, no. Like I said, so relatable. You know, recently I got kicked off of my yacht for a month, and it wasn't even my fault. It was a fight that I barely had anything to do with, but they kicked me out anyway. So, I'm going on a deluxe trip to Japan instead. Japan is a nice country. I gotta tell you, I've never... No, that would be a lie. I've seldom seen food out of Japan that doesn't look delicious. Even a lot of their gas station food looks superior to the type of shit that we got over here in America. Yeah, like a lot of their convenience store stuff even looks better than what we got going on. So it's just like, damn, bro. I do want to go over to like Japan at some point, but I have heard that it is a very hostile culture to outsiders. Well, I haven't heard. I know for a fact that it's a very hostile culture to outsiders. I've looked into it enough, you know. I've read enough about Japan. I've seen enough documentaries. They're not, that you know, they've got like a specific word for us and everything, you know. So I just feel like I'm kind of reticent to go places that don't want me. Does that make sense? Maybe that sounds like self-important on some level, but I'm kind of like, okay, so you guys don't like foreigners? Well, whatever. Like, I wish you guys were better about that, but I don't particularly want to visit a nation that doesn't, that wants my tourist dollar, but that doesn't want my tourist dollar. You know what I mean? Japan has a bear problem. They keep attacking people. That's funny. I don't know why that's funny. It shouldn't be funny. It's probably not funny, but it's kind of funny to me that, like, you know, Japan being as advanced a civilization as it often seems from the outside technologically, and being as urban as it is too, it, you know, just seems from the outside. It's funny to think of Japan having like a bad bear problem. I forget though that there are still rural parts of Japan, and I guess, you know, here's why it's weird to me. It is strange to me to think of anywhere that isn't like just kind of hard to live in being rural at this point, because there's been so many successive generations of human beings, plus just how much our like population has grown over the last 150 years. When I think about it, it doesn't make sense to me that there are still as many rural and remote places as there are. But I guess it just goes to show you how much space there is on this planet compared to how few human beings there really are. People like to talk about overpopulation, but I really think it's a lot of times just antisocial people, misanthropes, and people who are sick of living in places that are overpopulated. Because an individual place can become overpopulated. Yeah, that can happen. My favorite insult for foreigners is Cantonese. They call foreigners guelo, or white devils. What the fuck? That's nuts. Well, I guess we did kind of earn it, though. Lunar bears? Is that the kind of bears that are attacking people in Japan? Lunar bears? Luna, 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 Luna bear, Luna bear, Luna, Luna, Luna bear. Wheelp. I guess we're gonna get out of here pretty soon. Because it's getting pretty late. I'm getting pretty tired. And I don't expect there's gonna be any more ARC updates tonight. So I need to get off my fucking fat ass and do a couple things. And then go to bed. Oh, that's a good sign. So Peliori confirmed 4:51 in the morning. So like 40 minutes ago. ARC, so ASA Server API v2.01 released. So, that's a good sign. Oh, it's such a good sign. Oh man, I'm positively giddy. So hopefully by tomorrow afternoon there will be updates that will allow us to understand. Okay, you guys are wild. Anyway. Pray I get my yacht back. Okay. I pray you get your yacht back. Dear God, please let Perseus get their yacht back so they can boat far, far away from here. Is boating fun? No! If you want to, I could paint some cardboard blue with some little waves on it and get one for either side and go like... It's a damn tough life, and we won't give a damn when we drink our rum. How high the winds did blow, for we're homeward bound from the Arctic grounds with a good ship taut and free. And we won't give a damn if we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic grounds, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale, away from the wind and snow. What's up, Juan? Juan Rajo? Holy shit, do you ever just like zone out for a second? I do that sometimes. Dun 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 dun. For so long. Never gonna give you up, never gonna kill you down, never gonna say the lie and hurt you, never gonna hurt you, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Posted my Final Fantasy 14 character in gaming. Many hours of tinkering with Blender and various mods went into her. Nice. Nice. I'll have to lick her. I'll have to check her out. No, never. I'm a perfect specimen that never zones out. I feel bad for you because I do it, and sometimes it's actually fun because your brain will do some neat stuff sometimes when you do that. Didn't think I'd be rickrolled today. I know, right? You didn't think you'd meet somebody who's like got it fucking committed to memory. See, that's the great thing. I can rickroll people at any time because I can just sing it and have people actually know what I'm singing instantly, pretty much. I can just rickroll them live. Ding, 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 ding. I like that song though. Me too. I do too. My mom will actually listen to it unironically sometimes, and you know, if I happen to be like in the same, you know, like if we're in the same place or whatever, it's always fun to jam out to that song. Freeform Rick Astley, yes, true. It's getting so late. You know, I really want to figure out how to play Ark on Extinction. And part of me feels like I should just, like, play single player. and just go to extinction. Am I able to, are like you able to do that? Can you choose whatever map you play on? I'm assuming you can. I'm assuming I can just like hop into single player and do that. I went ahead and grabbed Ascended on sale. Ah! Hell yeah. Ah! Trade mates. It's still 11/24 till July 23. Nice. Yeah, I ought to be promoting it, honestly. I need to find a Steam link and put that in a Google Doc or something. That way I can grab it quick. Because that way I can tell people, hey, if you want to start playing with me, it's on sale right now. But I guess just telling people would probably be enough, too. How many people are likely to follow a link out of the chat to go do it? They're just going to pull up their Steam account and go find it and go type it in themselves. Sadly, links aren't clickable on mobile anyway. I think they are on certain phones, but on most phones, yeah, no. Like, I've been able to I've been able to click a link on iPhone, I think, and maybe certain links, like in descriptions or certain descriptions on YouTube. I don't know. I feel like it's patchy. I feel like it's patchy support. Damn clinkers. I know, right? Whee! Oh, I can't wait to play Arc later. Anyway, gotta grab a shower to go get breakfast with a friend. Bye! Alrighty, well, goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm gonna go myself because I'm hungry as shit. So, peace out, everybody. Have a good night. Sleep well if you're going to sleep. Have a good day if you're not going to sleep. Stay positive, everybody. Peace. Prion disease.